Government has rolled out 12 expenditure rationalization measures as part of efforts to save the economy from collapse and restore investor confidence. The measures include a cut in hampers, diaries and notepads usually printed by municipal, metropolitan and district assemblies and state-owned enterprises. But experts say the measures are not enough since the country's problems are way bigger than the cuts in these frivolous items announced by the finance minister in the 2023 budget statement. Now, on November 24, 2022, this was presented in Parliament. There is more in the following reports.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has pointed out that the 2023 budget is anchored on a 7-point agenda aimed at restoring macroeconomic stability and accelerating Ghana's economic transformation as articulated in the post-COVID-19 program for economic growth.
Mr. Speaker, this budget is therefore anchored on a 7-point agenda aimed at restoring macroeconomic stability and accelerating our economic transformation as articulate in the post-COVID-19 Program for Economic Growth, PCPE. These comprise an agenda to 1. Aggressively mobilize domestic revenue, 2. Streamline and rationalize expenditures, 3. Boost local productive capacity, 4. Promote and diversify exports, 5. Protect the poor and vulnerable, 6. Expand digital and climate-responsive fiscal infrastructure, and 7. Implement structural and public sector reforms.
He announced some revenue measures adding that VAT and e-levy has been increased and reduced respectively.
Mr. Speaker, we will undertake the following actions, initiatives and interventions under the 7-point agenda. 2. Aggressively mobilize domestic revenue will, among others, 1. Increase VAT rate by 2.5% to directly support our roads and digitalization agenda. Fast-track the implementation of the Unified Property Rate Platform Program in 2023 and review the e-levy act and more specifically reduce the headline rate from 1.5% to 1% of the transaction value as well as the removal of the daily threshold.
In a sharp reaction to the 2023 budget presentation, the minority said the minister has confirmed Ghana's economy is on life support, adding the announcement of cuts won't resuscitate Ghana's ailing economy.
You are killing the district assemblies and then you are creating other bureaucracies. So I am not impressed with the effort to cut down expenditure. It's not far-reaching, it is not deep, it will not make any substantial impact, and I am deeply worried that this budget does not address the pain, the hardship, the suffering of the Ghanaian people. It is actually going to worsen the plight of the Ghanaian people at this time. Look, I was expecting to hear, for example, a review on the taxes on petroleum products.
The majority, however, disagrees.
We are also, however, bringing down the e-levy from 1.5% to 1%. And we believe that that will help us to increase our revenue mobilization, among others. The property rate tax, which has been delayed for a while, is now ready for implementation. And that is also factored in this budget. We believe that we'll be able to achieve aggressive revenue mobilization in 2023. And then also we are talking about social protection. We understand that 2022 has been a very difficult year, and so we need to provide safety nets and social protection programs for the poor. And so in this budget, government is doing two important things. We are increasing the number of beneficiaries on the LEAP program from 320,000 to 450,000. And the 45 cedis they receive every month is also going to be increased.
Every bondholder or any other instrument apart from T-bills too, your principal will not be affected. And it has been confirmed also by the budget that your principal will not be affected. But we believe that at the end of it all, we will come up with structures and terms that will ensure that the market corrects itself and we build a robust country for ourselves. So we just want you to take heart. This budget is a unity budget, in carbon budget, where we must all come together, share the burden of this nation, and make sure that at the end of it all, it is Ghana that wins.
In this circumstance, the government, the finance minister, is trying to do the best to get the country out of the difficulties that we are in. We couldn't be applying regular prescription. That's, I think, led us this far into the situation that we find ourselves in. So I think he made a point that it was a difficult situation. We would have to apply some prescriptions that might not be very appetizing, but in the circumstance, he thought that that's the extent to which we could go.
The Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has given assurance that the country will rise again despite the economic challenges citizens are experiencing.
We must work together to ensure that our economy rises again in the comfort of our people. The budget offers us a better opportunity to jointly work towards rebuilding the economy and rediscovering our providential way towards our manifest destiny of greatness. So I say again, together, let us rise. Mr. Speaker, let us not squander the opportunity to turn around and reset our economy and create a brighter medium term for our country and its people. This is indeed the time to rebuild. This is the time not to destroy and to tear down. Let us work together for our collective benefits, as is said by Nehemiah, with unity of purpose, service to the Republic, and the abiding grace of God, we shall succeed. Mr. Speaker, we are a great people. No fiano, Mr. Speaker, bahi. Mr. Speaker, no fiano, bahi. Mr. Speaker, let us go forward, believing in the assurance of the psalmist that for the sake of the house of the Lord our God, I will seek your prosperity. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude, and I present to you the Inkabom, the unity budget. I beg to